I want to tell you my Olympic story and how ultimately I really learned the importance of health and being part of a team. I came out of retirement. I had been retired for 3 years. So when I came out of retirement, I was 36. When I played in the Olympics, I was 39. And when I had retired, I had been the best player in the world. It was never really a problem for me to make the team. I never worried about, oh gosh, when they made the cuts, was I going to make the team? And they finally added women's water polo to the Olympics. 2000 was the first time women's water polo was in the Olympics. And I was so excited, like, oh. So I got to work, and a half an hour later, the coach called and said, hey, Mo, you want to come out of retirement? And I thought about it for about 30 seconds, and I said, yes. And a month later, I was playing in the World Championships. It was the first time in my life I had thought about nutrition. How can I really make it through this? Maybe I am old, and maybe I can't make it through. I thought about eating really healthy and being nutritious, and how could I be the best I could for the team? We trained 7 hours a day, 6 days a week for 3 years. And when people asked me after the Olympics in 2000, are you going to do it again? I realized that they really didn't know how hard it was. When we went into full-time training, I got really sick with the flu. And that was when Juice Plus was actually sponsoring our team, and I started taking Juice Plus. At the Olympics, there's only 6 teams because it was the first time. And out of 6 teams, we were seated 5th. So we weren't the favorites by any means. And we get into the tournament, and everything goes the way we wanted it to. And we get to the semifinal game against Holland. And I scored the last 2 goals. And so now we're going to the gold medal game of the Olympics. Again, everything you can imagine. First ever Olympics for women's water polo. 18,000 people, biggest crowd ever to see a water polo game. And you walk out, and I just remember thinking to myself, God, how great would that be if I could find my family and my daughter? I mean, this would be really cool. And sure enough, we walked by, and NBC had brought them right down to the front row. And my daughter's like hanging over the edge, waving, Mommy, Mommy. I'm like, oh, I'm done. So the game was an incredible game. Most games go 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 goals. It was 2-2 going into the 4th quarter. The referees kind of just decided to swallow their whistles and just let us play. And it was fun, and it was just the greatest game ever. And the Australians scored with like a minute and a half to go. We score with 13 seconds to go to tie it. They got the ball, shot the ball, and scored, and this was all with less than 1 second to go. And NBC comes with the big camera and says, so Maureen, how does it feel to lose the gold medal in the last 1 second? And I just remember closing my eyes and standing there thinking, gosh, what do I say? And it came to me. I learned such a valuable lesson in that moment. And I said, you know what? It's not about the last 1 second of the gold medal game. Nobody deserved to lose this game. But it's about the journey. It's about what we learned in this 3 years to be part of a team. So we got the silver medal. And I brought it here today. Now, you know, through all of this, I've learned so much about life, and really in everything that we do, we have to be part of a team. And so, what I did was I'm going from being on the U.S. team to the Juice Plus team. So.